So this is the free ad.
Is this a commercial or a podcast?
This is the free ad that you get for being a guest on the show. And Gibson also has an incredible wife, Jaden, and a lovely, almost 2-year-old daughter, Jackie, and is a good friend of mine as well. So, Gibson Berryhill, thanks for joining us on Rooted in Idaho.
Thanks for having me.
Hey,
happy to have you here. So, talk about business and life and community and just your story and everything like that. So,
how'd you get the idea for bacon?
So I was born into it. When I was born, my dad had started our first restaurant a year before. So he was a chef by trade, started in catering, sprouted up a couple restaurants. And by the time I was in high school, we had a fine dining restaurant, we had a bar lounge, large catering company, and then we had started BACON as a little breakfast and brunch cafe. So low-hanging fruit for sure for having the product already ready. When COVID hit, I had no idea what I wanted to do after college, but I did know after college that I wanted to go move up to Spokane to be with my then girlfriend, now wife. So I would have gone up there and flipped burgers, tried to coach, tried to figure out a bunch of other stuff, but ended up doing a Master's of Theology up there at Whitworth University. And day one in that class was when God kind of worked in my heart and pointed me back towards the restaurant, which for most people in family business, it's typically you never want to go do what your parents did. You never want to work with your parents. So
I can attest to that.
Yeah.
Spencer has a story. Yeah, similar. Yeah.
So that's how I ended up at the restaurant with my dad. COVID hit, came back from Spokane to Boise, and just evaluating what the business was. I'm not a chef or a restaurateur by any means. So trying to figure out what I can add to the company instead of just kind of spinning my wheels or trying to do exactly what my dad did. And COVID changed a lot of things for people. So we got a better understanding of who our in-person customer was, and we got a better understanding of what an e-commerce store looks like. And we tried to just figure out what is our product, who's our customer, how can we serve this? And my dad had been cooking Berryhill bacon for 25 years at that point. So we messed around with hundreds of different iterations of how can we package this and serve it well. And we landed on, let's just throw exactly what we're serving on a bacon and eggs plate. Let's try throwing it in a bag. I walked down one day to City Peanut Shop and asked Dan, the old owner, if I could just borrow some bags, and I'm cutting holes in them, putting stickers on them. And that was kind of the first prototype of the bacon bag. And then pretty shortly, the online store was up and running, started shipping, and that was about 4 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So just, still kind of in its infancy, but also it feels like we've been working on it for a long time since the product's been around so long. And obviously 4 years is a lot of time to obsess over something.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, backing up a little bit, like I remember when I was a kid, Berryhill, the restaurant Berryhill was like the fine dining establishment of downtown Boise, right? We're like when did your dad start Berryhill?
95.
95. That's what I was gonna say, like late 90s, early 2000s. That was like, anniversary dinners, things like that. Like Berryhill was one of the go-to spots.
Yeah.
And then at some point, correct me if I'm wrong here, but it would be like bacon in the mornings and then flip to Berryhill at night.
Yep.
Did you guys have a rotating sign, or what was the?
Yeah, we were like Staples Center, or I guess Crypto.com Arena now.
Yeah.
So one night Clippers, one night Lakers. So we would be in the morning, all the signs and everything in the restaurant would say bacon. And then at 3 p.m. we'd close, and from 3 to 5, he called it the flip. And the staff would change, the menu would change, kitchen line would change. They'd throw on "I Will Survive" as like the transition song, and the whole restaurant would switch from bacon to Berryhill. And he did that for quite a while. Berryhill was still the main business. That was his name. That's what he had built for so long.
Yeah.
And he ended up deciding just to go all in on bacon, mostly lifestyle decision.
Yeah.
Fine dining's tough.
And fine dining's tough, and the hours, if you're running an all-day restaurant, as I can attest to, can be tough, right? Yeah. Especially when you have a kid, right? And family and stuff like that. So, yeah. And then, so bacon, how long has it just been BACON, the restaurant?
2017. So okay. I was going into my junior year in college, and my dad's big commitment when I was born was he never wanted to miss a game. So whether that was youth soccer, high school basketball, then once you're traveling around the country playing basketball, it's a little bit harder to stick to that. And fine dining, he was a little bit burnt out from that. And he was having a much harder time now making it to all the games. So he came to the conclusion that even though it wasn't an obvious decision of this other restaurant concept's crushing it, let's just close the other one. It was more, let's take a big risk on this because I feel like this is what I could do to be the best husband and dad that I can be right now. And thankfully it ended up working out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Closing everything up at 2 p.m. is a dream.
Yes, it is.
Well, I know you brought it up a little bit earlier about working with family. Can you talk a little bit more about that? Because like I said, I've dealt with that before. How do you guys make it work?
So I'm an only child. I was the only hope to take over the family business.
So that's why it works, right? He has no other choice.
Yeah. Neither of us had a choice. My dad is comfortably the hardest worker I've ever met in my life. The reason he was and still is successful in business is just he's a grinder.
Yeah.
Not a lot of formal education, not a lot of people that either just like buoyed him and helped him along the way, whether that was financially or just like the perfect business mentor to get you through. The way that he made it was just by grinding. So we share that in common. We're both super stubborn. We both really like to work, and God's kind of changed my heart in making me like conflict a little bit more. So we've done a really good job at initially having your typical father-son conflict that you might expect when you're sharing a linen closet as an office and taking a bunch of big risks from in the business. Or with him, he's built this whole thing for 25 years, and now he's trying to figure out how to hand it off to me, having never done anything like that. So a lot of emotions, a lot of mistakes by me or things either of us could have handled differently. But just showing up every single day. I mean, it's not a marriage by any means, but it's about the closest thing I have next to my marriage, which is we both feel really comfortable that no matter what happens with the business, no matter what happens between he and I, that we're going to show up the next day and just try to be a little bit better.
Yeah.
And now 5 years into working together, it's easy. We've figured out our roles. He does what he does best. I do what I do best. And then we work really well together on all the stuff that we're building.
How much of like figuring out your roles and figuring out how to work together has come through explicit like conversations, and how much of it has been just sort of like naturally finding your way through the course of just working together day to day? Because like the reason I ask that question is my business partner and I, we do have pretty defined roles in terms of like what we are each responsible for. But like we never really sat down and like drew a line in a piece of paper and said, okay, this is Casey's side, this is Dan's side, you're going to handle this, I'm going to handle this. It was just sort of more of a, over the course of time working together, you kind of figure out who's better suited to do certain things.
Yeah.
And I'm not necessarily saying that's the best way to do it, but like, did you guys have to have a lot of explicit conversations about like, hey, here's how we're going to work together, and here's what you're going to be in charge of, here's what I'm going to be in charge of, here's what we're going to collaborate on? Or like, yeah, just talk me through like, how did you guys kind of figure out how to work well together?
Most of it was the opposite of what you and Dan do.
It was very, very, very structured.
No, so unstructured.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, because we have, it's a unique relationship, I think, because we're simultaneously doing a transition of ownership. So we co-own it together, and he graciously brought me into the restaurant before there was ever a role for me. So that role was really, I needed to learn everything that he knew and everything that he did. So there was a lot of overlap there of... It's hard for me to learn something without actually doing it. So then we're both kind of doing the same thing, which is never very efficient. The delegation of roles has kind of happened naturally, both because I'm 29 and my hair's on fire, and he's 65 and has worked his ass off for his whole life, and he's more comfortable taking a step back a little bit. But also it's happened a lot as all of the online stuff has grown. Because that's a world that he's super passionate about and that he has a lot of insight on, but also he has no interest.
No technical expertise.
He's not like, we're not spending 5 hours talking about customer acquisition and meta ad targeting and email marketing. That's kind of my baby. Well, I don't really touch the menu or food or, anything that kind of falls under his chef umbrella. We just default to him because that's what he knows best. Anything that falls under the e-commerce, consumer packaged goods kind of falls to me. And then we still very much share all of the ownership responsibility over our managers, rhythms, training, all that kind of stuff.
The restaurant stuff itself.
We have such a good team of our GM, our kitchen manager, our front of the house managers. Everybody's such like A+ people, and then everybody under them, they're all A+ people. So for the most part, we get to work on the business and not work in there too much. So yeah, gradually, I think a lot of it was we were stepping on each other's feet, and now we've found
figured out how to dance.
Respective roles. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, you've seen his videos. He knows how to dance.
Yeah. John's a character. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, you talked a little bit earlier about COVID and just kind of knowing who your customer is, and your dad's been here. He's a staple here, right? Can we talk a little bit about like the community, Boise itself, and like just for a lot of people who are watching, like why it's such an awesome place, and what has made it what it is today?
Yeah. So my wife and I are both born and raised in Boise. We were pretty stubborn on whatever we were going to do. We knew we wanted to be here.
Yeah.
Thankfully, now we're kind of tied into being here. It's hard to run a restaurant from more than a mile away, and it's hard to sell houses from another state.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. Boise, for us, Boise has changed from when we made that commitment of that's where we want to be. Everything we love about it is a lot different now. We both grew up playing sports, and your life as a high schooler is kind of, you show up to school and you're inside all the time, and then you're either on the field or you're in the gym, and we had a very inside experience of Boise. I never spent much time on the trails. Neither of us had ever been camping. Neither of us are hunters, fishers, any of that stuff. And now all we care about, our house, our back gate opens up to the whole trail system. We have a little Vizsla dog that runs all over the place. And we love Boise for walkability, bikeability, being on the trails. We live in the East End and just have really great community with our neighbors. My neighbor, Pat in Virginia, Pat shows up at like 4 a.m. First snowfall, and he's shoveling my driveway.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking out the window. I'm like, thanks so much.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks.
And Gibson would be up at 4 a.m. looking out the window. So
okay.
Yeah.
I was up at 3, probably could have done it myself. Yeah, I pay him in bacon. But yeah, we love that. I love that every single time I go to Whole Foods, Albertsons, I'm a serial grocery shopper. I go nuts at grocery stores. And every single cashier, every single person in the aisles, like, we know each other's names. We know their face. We have whatever conversations. I just got done talking to Taryn yesterday at Albertsons. She's however old, and just every single time I'm there, we're showing pictures of Jackie, catching up about Jaden now that we moved away from Albertsons and we're more Whole Foods people.
Wow, uppity.
Yeah, we're
no free ads.
Traders. But yeah, we feel like Boise is, it is very much more home as far as the relationships that we have, and all of those like more peripheral relationships. Our family's here, our friends are here, but we really value that every restaurant we go to, like servers, we know them, grocery stores, we know them, all those tiny little conversations you have.
Because it is true, like, and I see this from a lot of people that, especially that relocate, is it has a small town feel with big city amenities, right? You got hospitals and Costco within 15 minutes everywhere, but still has that charm, right? And that small town feel where everybody says hi to each other and has a good connection for sure.
Yeah, it's cool. I want to talk a little shop, a little business with you here. One thing that you and I have in common, we have a lot of things in common actually, but Gibson and I went to the same high school. We went to the same college.
You know Bryce Gossamer too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool.
We're both
BFF.
Okay.
We're both incredibly good looking. No, I'm just kidding. But one thing we both have in common is getting into the restaurant business without really any experience in the restaurant business, right? kind of skipping all the steps? I mean, did you help out at the restaurant when you were a kid at all, or were you like pretty?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, here
like
and
a
there,
little
I
bit?
wouldn't say
Yeah.
Free labor.
most kids' experience in a restaurant was much more intense than mine was.
Sure. And so, we both kind of skipped all the steps and went to like the role of owner before, which is a crazy thing to do. So what's your perspective on like, how did you earn, or how do you continue to earn sort of the respect and the, just the trust of your employees who like probably at the end of the day know more than you about the restaurant industry and your GM and your cooks and stuff that could easily look at you and be like, what do you freaking know? You've never worked in a restaurant. What was your process in transitioning into like, oh, now I own this restaurant and I actually don't know what the hell I'm doing, but like at the end of the day, I need to build a relationship with the people that work for me and show up as like their leader. And I also need them to accept me as such, and have that respect. Like, what's kind of your perspective on that?
Well, for sure for me, I mean, again, just fortunate that most of the team I adopted is still the team that we have. So we have just really, really, really good, smart people that know how to do their job way better than I ever would. So I've always considered my role more as a support role. Yeah. My job is not to order them around and get them to do anything different. My job is just to put structures and communication in place that they can be free to do their job well and not have to worry about stuff that they shouldn't worry about. Do you remember Mr. Wells at Timberline? Mm-hmm. He was like a Western Civ teacher.
Yep.
Among other probably great lessons he taught me. We were, I'm not even going to bring up the name of the
no free ads.
History. I can't remember who it was.
No free ads. John Adams.
Yeah.
But no free ads for John Adams.
That's good beer.
The lesson was that you can either lead by love or you can lead by fear. And whether you're a military leader, whether you're a restaurant owner, whether you're a coach, I had plenty of coaches and teachers that did instill fear in us, that when they needed us to jump, you would say how high, and you would do it because you were afraid of the consequences.
Right.
And I don't necessarily like, as long as the end product is good and you think that whatever instruction you're giving is going to help that person. Same thing with training a dog. Like, training a dog doesn't look very clean and it's not very fun, but it's a lot better to have a dog that's trained off leash and doesn't jump on people then that allows them to be free, instead of never training your dog and it has to live in a crate for its whole life. So I've changed in that way of like, I am a little bit more comfortable on being the a-hole here and there. But for the most part, I think I came in very self-aware that I didn't do anything to earn this job. I don't have any experience. I'm going to be really reliant on my dad and everybody else who knows this job way better than I do. So one, trying to just be very honest in that, which here and there could be taken advantage of when something's wrong and I can't see it and I can't tell. I'm trusting that they're going to trust and care about me enough to tell me what's right. But I would say most of it is I never really wanted to come in and be the big bad wolf and feel like externally I need to look like I'm in control. Again, all the best coaches I had, this is actually something I learned from Leon Rice and his old boss, head coach, Mark Few. You'd go to one of their practices or you'd watch them coach a game and you would feel like, man, they're not doing a lot of coaching. Like, it seems like all the assistants are doing the talking, all the assistants are talking to the players, drawing up the plays. And that was by design, because they felt the way that their whole team can function is if the leader leads the leaders, if everything runs through the head coach and they're the one doing everything, you have a whole team of, in our case, managers that are essentially just without tools or without any responsibility.
You become the bottleneck basically for everything.
Yeah. So I realized that was true for me. Like, I don't need to be the one leading our team meetings every single time, because my intention is to not have to be there all the time. So if I'm not there, I don't want to have the key man risk of now all of our structure and guidance and direction goes away. We have a team that's been supported and trained and communicated, and we have all of our standard operating procedures in place that they feel like they can do their job well. So yeah, I think that's why it's been more comfortable for me doing it. Is my whole goal is just to kind of give you guys all the tools that you need to do your job, so that you don't rely on me. And when stuff goes poorly, again, it's my responsibility. It's my dad's responsibility to make the corrections, discipline, fire, which isn't always fun, but needed. So yeah, definitely grown in that area. But I think day one felt really comfortable because I had good leaders that I was under that led that way.
Yeah, all makes sense. If you don't have process, you don't have procedure, you don't have a business, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good question.
Hey, thank you.
I know. We went. I was saying that when you said that. I was like, wow, good question.
Can I ask another good question? Hopefully,
please.
Hopefully.
Casey, we know you. You're in the hot seat. Okay. You're on that side.
Camera 3 is the one. Hey, you have your own camera too, bro.
I do.
Yeah, camera 2 is all you.
Oh, okay.
But great.
Yeah.
Let me.
It was
ask
just
you
like the first
questions.
time we recorded in this room, because we did our first couple over there because it was just the two of us, and then when we've had guests, now we've gone into this room, and I think Lexi said like that whoever sits in this seat is kind of like that's the main.
Like it's a lot of Casey.
Yeah,
It's a
and we
lot.
were like, well, obviously it's gonna be me. No, I'm just kidding.
It's like Casey.
I
This is
fit in the-
only 2 hours.
This,
okay,
this
We
jacket
gotta-
looks good on me. Not, I'm just kidding. But I think another, and I do want to talk more about the bacon bag specifically and that like that business, because I think it's unique and like it's a cool transition from your brick and mortar restaurant into like, e-com, right? And that transition. But one more thing about the restaurant before we move deeper into that. I think one thing that like Bacon is known for, or at least that I think of you guys as being really great at, is employee retention. You've already alluded to it a couple times of like you still have the same team that you guys that you had when you started at the restaurant, or largely a lot of the same people. And I don't know if this is still true, so I can take my foot out of my mouth if I'm wrong, but I know that at some point your dad also gave a lot of opportunities to people who needed a second chance, right? People who maybe had gone to prison in the past and were coming out and like needed a place to land and an opportunity and someone to take a chance on them. But what do you think you guys do uniquely well at Bacon to retain talent? Because in the industry that we're both in, the food and beverage hospitality space, there is a tendency for that to be a high turnover industry, right? People, grass is greener, people kind of in and out, and it can be a really high turnover space, which can be one of the hardest aspects of that business. But you guys seem to hire and hold on to people, and people become very loyal to you and your dad and that restaurant. So, what's your overall philosophy on just employee retention and how you keep those good people happy and working for you guys?
Yeah.
Good question. Good question.
Such a good question.
No free ads, Casey. Okay.
Number one, I think no matter what we do from a soft skill perspective and how we care for people and love on them, it's still a job. So things like how we pay, benefits, schedule, it's really helpful to us that we are a daytime restaurant. We get a lot of employees who have spent 20 years running kitchens their whole lives, and they were executive chefs, they were kitchen leads, line leads, managers all over the place, and they come to us just to be a prep cook, or they want to be a line cook and have no manager responsibility. One, because they're a little burnt out of leading people, and two, they're mostly burnt out of being done at 2 a.m. instead of 2 p.m. So that's just kind of a lucky
structural
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stuff that we control, we are as invested in our employees' lives as they want us to be. And that comes from just being helpful and supportive to people that need, just whether it's a friend, for some people, whether it's a father figure. That's not really my role. I'm more the friend. But
You are a father, though.
yeah, true. Yeah, getting old.
Father and friend.
Taking it out. I mean, it's the easiest time to miss, for me, ministry opportunities in the workplace. Most people separate their work and their mission in their life of, I go to work for 40 hours a week and then I go and serve at the food bank, or then I go and coach, which is good and fine. But no matter what, you're going to be at your job surrounded by people who know you really well because they see you in your highs and lows. And we try to take every opportunity to, if we're going to be with you every single day, we want to actually know who you are and be able to help you mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. We want to help with relationship advice. We want to help with, again, big one for us is financially. A lot of times it doesn't matter, in business what you pay people if you're not giving them the tools to do with that money, like what is wise. So
you're talking like financial education.
Yeah, and I mean, and a lot of that stuff it's not like in our employee onboarding handbook, but when you're hiring people that start with you and they're 17 and they're in a tough part of their lives, and now they're 25 and they've come into good money and a good stable job, they might not have somebody in their lives that's going to map out their whole budget with them and get them set up on a retirement fund. So I mean that's like small pieces of the example. The overarching umbrella is like we really do mean it when we tell them that we care and that we're here for them and that our office is always open. And I think they do feel that. And because of that, the team that stayed with us, the team that is leading all of our people, they do the same thing. Our kitchen manager, Phil, is one of the most caring, open, generous people I've ever met in my life. He never goes to the bodega or the gas station and doesn't come back with everybody's favorite energy drinks or snacks. He has a really hard time not just being overly generous with everyone. And he sees his whole role as like all he wants to do is make everybody's job, lives, experience better. And from us, that flows to him. From him, that flows to all of our employees. So slowly but surely, we end up getting a culture that if we protect it well enough is one where you come in and you actually do feel like it's not just like we have family plastered on the wall.
Right. It's not just like an empty platitude. It's like lived out.
Yeah. So
cool.
Yeah, I genuinely just enjoy going into work every day. And obviously all that stuff is reciprocal too. Like I learn so much from our employees and I get so much life and energy and empathy and joy from them, which just fills me up and makes me want to do more for them.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like it. What's next,
Good
Casey?
question.
Bacon bags.
Big bags.
Berryhill bacon. How does it work? What's, without giving away any secret recipes, secret sauce, is restaurant quality bacon in a bag, shipped, shelf stable, right? High protein, low sugar. Like it seems like a miracle product a little bit. So like what's the secret sauce? How does this all come together?
I would say like most anything in your pantry, most any business that you like to go to, there's usually not anything that's overwhelmingly secret or special or patented, especially in food. It's hard to patent.
Yeah. Did you guys have to like work with any food scientists to figure out how to make it a little bit more, the product that it's become?
And you have to get it like FDA approved too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got all sorts of certifications and federal oversight and all sorts of food science studies on what temperature you hold it at, what the shelf life is versus bacon that you would cook at home versus what our bacon is. Boring stuff like water activity. Probably not.
Just a bunch of nerdy science stuff. Actually, this is rooted in Idaho's Science Corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the Science Minute.
Remember, we only have less than 2 hours. So.
Yeah. So outside of the really granular food science or even just like the inner workings of trying to learn how to run an e-commerce business, our whole business is we happen to sell bacon, but most of our business is serving people.
Yeah.
The reason direct-to-consumer e-commerce has worked for us is because we have a lot of control over that experience. Whether you're on our site, we're in control of the messaging. We're in control of the buyer experience. With us shipping directly to them, handwritten notes, real human customer service. Even when we're shipping to New York and Florida and Michigan, it's not the same experience as if we were on shelves and you're buying this faceless product that in the 0.5 seconds that you looked at it, you were convinced, I'm going to buy that bacon instead of that one. So we kind of see the whole business as there's all of the little different inner workings of how do we do this as if we're a brilliant e-commerce business that knows all of the performance marketing hacks. There is an element to that to grow it and do it well. But the reason we've been able to grow that is, first, the restaurant acted as a catalyst to it. We, from the back of the house to the front of the house, all we talk about is hospitality. And a big part of us for hospitality is just small little details, having the salt on the right. We don't need to go into all of that, but
we only have 2 hours, as Spencer has reminded us 3 times.
Yeah, we
Twice.
Our employees will attest. We are so annoyingly obsessed with all the little details that every single time one is off, it's not. Of course, the customer usually doesn't care where the salt is in comparison with the pepper, but if we're not looking out for that stuff, it's just a cascading effect of all of the next stuff that we're going to miss. So we tried to have that same energy and excitement for hospitality in the online business, which when there's thousands of orders stacking up on a day and we're trying to figure out, okay, we've committed to writing handwritten notes into every one of these. How do we do this well without giving myself early arthritis? Trying to stay committed to everything that we know has built us up to have really high customer retention, really high repeat business, because all of the stuff that you do to attract customers in the first place doesn't really matter if you can't keep them for a lifetime. And that's why the restaurant was a great thing to start it with, is we already had a loyal customer base that knew and loved our product, so they acted as our organic marketing team.
Yeah.
And then building off of that for 4 years before we ever started doing any type of aggressive advertising strategy. We had a whole group of who we call our loyal hogs, or our VIPs, very important pigs. They all are kind of our megaphone for, is this product good? Do these people care about me?
Yeah.
Am I really loyal to this product? And thankfully, there's, I don't really need to knock on wood because eventually there will be. There's no other product that is in our stratosphere as far as like what the actual product is. You have raw bacon, you have pre-cooked bacon, you have jerky. Nobody is making a perfectly cooked bacon. And a big part of that is it's a labor of love. It's not something you can throw on a big industrial microwave conveyor belt and produce at scale.
So do you make the bacon like in bacon for on the e-commerce too?
Our whole production floor is in the basement of the restaurant.
Okay,
so,
awesome.
Like we just got out of the holidays. During that time, we're down there 7 days a week, 16 to 18 hours a day. It's like the Keebler factory of bacon.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh my goodness.
It seems from an outsider's perspective, it seems like the bacon bags, the Berryhill bacon bags have really grown, and you guys are expanding your production capacity for it, right?
Yeah, it's not. I mean, we're on the 1 yard
slowly
line,
but surely. Yeah.
Everything is currently produced in the basement, the illustrious, beautiful bacon processing center.
A lot of windows down there.
Yeah, a lot. We are expanding our production space, so we'll have a nice big bacon factory hopefully by the end of the year.
Nice.
Pretty cool.
So what's the most popular flavor for like bacon?
The Berryhill, which is now rebranded to the original.
Okay.
Shout out to another Boise legend, Ray Gadd, marketing genius.
No free ads, but shout out Ray Gadd.
He made us realize that Berryhill bacon was less a flavor and more a statement of the quality and consistency of the bacon. So for the last year, our bags used to say BACON Boise, and then it would say the flavor. So it'd be BACON Boise, Berryhill. Then we changed BACON Boise to Berryhill bacon, and so our bags would say Berryhill bacon. What flavor is it? Berryhill bacon. So now it's the original.
Yeah.
But it's sweet with a little bit of chili heat. that's the bacon that my dad first started in 1995. Cooked in our family house that you've been to.
Yeah.
Wow. Is that recipe, is it like locked in a safe like Coca-Cola does, or where we have it at?
Yeah. Again, I mean, we work off trade secret, but it's food. I mean, you can, most
There's only
recipes
so many
you
things.
can go in and you can know what to do, but if you don't do it well, it's going to suck.
Yeah.
I like it. What's next, Casey?
Oh, is it my turn? to
You
answer?
said you wanted to take over the moderation, so
I have a question.
I'm letting you do
I have
it.
a question. What is your what's your favorite part of running a business in Boise? What gets you excited? Like, favorite activities, favorite element of the Boise community, Boise business community. Like, what do you like about running kind of two businesses in Boise?
Yeah. I think we're lucky. One, if you're in food, Boise is just a hotbed for food products, partially with Simplot, Albertsons. I think Winco's got headquarters here. There's a lot, for how small Boise is compared to an LA or New York, there's a lot of food businesses that pop up out of Boise, and that's because places like Boise Entrepreneur Week or little incubators that all these companies put together are to facilitate that. So that's one thing, is we have a lot of different organizations or individuals who want us to succeed and have had success in that space and are just open books. So that's a win. For me specifically, I have a lot of FU in me, and I'm not really an FU kind of guy. I like to chill. I like to hang out with my wife and daughter and dog, but in business, I just want to win so much that you guys have probably had plenty of seasons where it's so easy to over obsess about how the business is doing and what you're going to do next, and all you focus on, and you just live and die with those results. And that typically revenue is the one metric that you care about. Is, I'm not going to be happy at this. We need to get to this, and then this, and this. Every single Boise-based founder that has spoken life into our business is typically one that I don't just want to be like them in business. I also really respect them as husband, father, friends, sons. One person who I told him that he said this. I don't even think he remembered saying this, but Brian, who co-founded Mir, MIIR, the mug company.
That's a Boise business?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So he went to Centennial.
That's cool.
He and his wife, Becca.
Future guest.
Yeah, he's awesome.
We can plug on that one. That's fine.
He just gave like a really strong suggestion that as we grow, never lose sight of what it is like to have the energy of starting a company and running something and building it, and also the freedom that comes from getting to be in control. So for us, that comes with, as we're building a new factory space, you try to figure out, okay, how are we going to pay for this? You could take on investors, but if that means that whatever that check now is going to determine
Strings
how my
attached,
life looks,
yeah.
and now I'm being directed by a large board of directors. That is what they do. They direct you. And I can't go play basketball at the YMCA at 11:30. That's going to take away my freedom. If my work schedule now shifts to, I can only be working during time, and I'm just always in meetings, and I can't, Casey knows I'm an early guy. I like to work from like 3 or 4 a.m. until our daughter wakes up, try to hang out a little bit, go figure out whatever the rest of the day looks like. I have the freedom to set my schedule that way. And all of those things that like give me a ton of life and a ton of freedom don't really, most of those, if we make the wrong decisions, go away as the business grows. So trying to protect what I love about getting to work with my dad, getting to, my wife is the actual baller in our family. So
Gibson's, Jaden's an absolute dog.
I'm a trophy husband. Yeah.
Jaden's
it took too long to get to that.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. This whole podcast should have been like, how is your wife such a badass? What are her secrets? Yeah. How do I be more like Jaden?
But truthfully, that's a big part of it too. That having to be conscious of, I want to be a great and present husband, and I want to be a great and present dad. And a big part of that is my wife works just as much or more than I do. And it would be selfish if for my own ambition or for whatever goals that were out there in the ether, that chasing those meant that I couldn't fulfill the commitments that I had that were a lot more important. So being in Boise, I feel like I'm surrounded by a bunch of other entrepreneurs that care about those same things. And it's not just the hustle culture rat race who makes the most money and drives the coolest car. I don't drive the coolest car, even though I just got rid of the Prius.
You got rid of the Prius?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
My wife's car.
Yeah. Jaden got a new car.
got
You
the
got the
upgrade,
hand-me-down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all hand-me-downs.
All
The
hand-me-downs.
joys of being a trophy husband, right?
That's right. There you go.
I literally have a shirt that says trophy husband.
So did you guys play basketball together as high school?
No. I'm a few years older than Gibson. Gibson went to Timberline a few years after me, and then also college. I think your first year at College of Idaho was probably right after my last year at College of Idaho. So we really didn't connect until we were both just sort of in the restaurant hospitality space, and then that's when just having those mutual connections, we started just kind of getting together to talk shop, talk business, and as you can tell, he's a great dude and has a lot of insight for his youthful age here, and so we just became good friends, and he and his wife have been really good to me in a lot of different ways. So
my first two exposures to Casey were, I went on my official visit to College of Idaho.
Oh God,
And
we've not. Spencer doesn't know this side of me at all.
he was the de facto student section leader,
Oh,
and he
my
had
goodness.
these purple and bright yellow plaid
Like Argyle.
Argyle, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the word, Argyle pants, and just it was purple, yellow, and red, and he's just screaming his head off at this game. Our team was #1 in the country at that point. The whole gym is more than sold out, and I'm watching him lead the student section. I'm watching our team win by 20. I'm like, that's where I want to go. He wasn't there my first year, so we had to train and replace. But next time I had met Casey was I studied business at C of I, and he was one of the guest speakers, and he was up on like 3 sets of stairs talking down to us peons after they had just started the still, and I was inspired, and I thought it was super cool. So I think at some point I had reached out to you either when I was in college or maybe had just started at BACON, because he was one of the only people that I knew that was generally in the industry that was close in age.
Yeah, good times at College of Idaho. Definitely, that was. Yeah, that's all we have to
Great
say
time.
about that. It was a good. I had a good time. We had a really good basketball team and a really fun student section. Those were some fun experiences.
What position did you play?
Point guard, but I mostly just
Shot
it.
splash threes.
Yeah, didn't do much passing. Still don't.
Okay, Kobe.
Yeah, at least I know it.
Yeah, this guy can shoot the heck out of
Can
the
you
ball.
dunk?
God, no.
Oh man.
I don't think I've touched rim since like sophomore year of high school.
Okay.
It was kind of just a losing battle. I kept every summer I'd be like, I'm gonna wear these, like, you ever seen those jump soles?
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Where you're just walking around on your tiptoes. Speaking of Bryce Gonzer, he and I used to walk around Timberline, and we both had a pair. He'd wear like the shoes with the jump sole part, and I'd have like these strap-ons onto my Crocs, and we'd just be walking around on our tiptoes. Can't believe we didn't tear our Achilles. That had to have been bad. Bryce could dunk really well. I never really got there, so eventually I just fell in love with the jump stop.
Okay.
A lot of
Jump stop
pivots.
3.
Yeah.
Fell in love with the jump stop.
Yeah.
Casey,
yeah.
could you beat him 1-on-1?
God no.
Okay.
Not even close.
Golf.
In golf, I've got his number for sure.
I told you my 2026 goal, right?
No.
He's going to laugh.
It's to be.
Is it to break a certain score that you have no business trying to break?
I want to break 80.
God, that's add 10 to that number.
Yeah. Speaking of that,
Add 20
So-
to that number.
that FU in me.
break 8. Okay.
Yeah.
So what
What
happened?
is it? It's the 14th. Is it the 14th today?
Today's the 14th. Yeah.
I've not swung a club this year, but that is my goal.
Well, it's January,
Okay.
but
Well, yeah,
I got a
I
golf net
I
in the
like
backyard.
respectfully. I love you dearly, you're not breaking 80 this year.
We'll see how
Really?
good my coach is.
Well, why don't we make like a wager? Like what? Okay, so let's say if you break 80, what are we gonna do? What should we do? If he breaks it,
Free ice cream for the Valley.
oh yeah.
We'll have a
If we
free
break
ice cream
80,
day.
you give me a bunch of random coupons that just say Gibson broke 80, free scoop at the still. You can choose.
Oh,
the number.
okay.
I'll give you.
Okay.
I'll make 1,000 of those. Gibson broke 80, free ice cream on Casey.
1,000.
You break 80.
Asterisk.
Guys,
at
I'm not
Wahoo's.
worried about this.
Okay, he's not. Okay, so that's on- okay. So,
Pierce Park doesn't count.
so what happens if you don't break 80, Casey?
I'll say I told you. We'll have you back on the podcast.
Free
and we'll
bacon.
talk
We'll do
about
free bacon.
free bacon.
We'll just flip it.
Gosh, I'm gonna get so much free bacon.
Yeah.
I'll take like half of it. Okay.
Gibson's a great vibes guy on the golf course. Respectfully, he's not gonna break 80.
I make some good putts in charity.
Yeah, we did a scramble last year for Khalil Shakir's charity. Like he does a scramble here in Boise, and Gibson got hot on the back nine with the putter. And I put us in position on the greens, and then Gibson did make probably like 6 20+ footers in a row. And he
need one of those
wouldn't even
rounds.
look at the putt. He would just be like, I don't want to read, not interested.
And just drain
he would
it.
just walk up and just hit it, and it was just like some divine intervention. Something was in the air that day. And
Was
he
your
just
friend that I
went
met
crazy?
at Warm Springs, did he break 90 or he
No,
broke
Stu broke 80. Yeah,
Okay.
Stu broke 80 this past year. That
I'll
was
talk
with
to him.
with some coaching help from me. I mean, we did when we played Shadow Valley that one day, and I gave you a few pointers. You had some dialed in shots.
I was nice.
You got to string that together though. Like that's the thing. Spencer's a good golfer. Spencer can break 80.
We'll have you come witness.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Have you broke like 60 before?
I've never broke. I mean, I've shot in the 60s. I've never broke 60. I've never been in the 50s, but I've been in the 60s many times in my life.
Yeah. Is Warm Springs? Is that
You
your guys'?
talking about your dating life or golf?
We don't want to talk about my dating life on this podcast.
We only got 2 hours, so I think we got to get out of here. That was great. But is Warm Springs? That's the course you grew up on, right?
Yeah, I grew up playing Warm Springs. So my career low is at Warm Springs, 64. That's the
With an
best I've ever
asterisk. I mean,
shot.
there's like no OB.
There is too.
I mean, maybe Shadow. If you shot 64 at Shadow, okay.
Shadow, my low there is probably like 67
Okay.
at Shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is hard. Like, it's so easy to go, especially being down in Boise, to get to like Warm Springs Golf Course.
It's
Right?
hard to get to.
No, it's just easy to get to. is
Oh,
what I'm
it's
saying.
easy. I
It's
thought you
like-
were saying being in
No,
Boise
it's
is
like-
hard to get to. I was like,
like-
what are you talking about? That is one thing. Boise. We could definitely use another golf course.
Yeah.
Another public golf course, especially in the east side of Boise,
Yeah, where do we put it though? That's the thing.
somewhere between like here in Idaho City or out past the airport, between like airport and Kuna.
At
don't
Lucky
know.
Peak, floating green.
There you go.
That's
Now we're thinking outside the
yeah,
box.
heck with Northern Idaho.
I do have to tell Gibson this story about golfing, though. Sorry, Spencer. But 3 weeks ago or so, Spencer, Stu, who you met, and I went to X Golf, and Spencer had the shanks, especially with like anything from
Bad.
like
was
60
bad.
yards and in. I was on the ground a couple times laughing so hard, but I felt bad because he was so mad and frustrated. And I was like, it was like he would go up to a 50-yard pitch shot, and I was covering my eyes, but like giggling, covering my eyes because I knew what was coming, and he was trying so hard not to shank it, and then he would shank it, and it was rough. I thought I might have pushed him past his point. I thought there was a chance he was going to throw hands at
Not
me
funny
because
anymore.
yeah, like I was like, buddy, I feel so bad for you. I was trying to give him some tips, but also it was like the funnier it got, you know?
It's
It was-
tough to get tips at a golf simulator.
Well, it is. I mean, but like my drives right down the middle.
Yeah, he was piping the
300
drives.
plus, and then I get up to like a 50-yard chip, and it was like I just in my mind. I'm
Hosel
like,
rocket.
I mean, I'm putting it back in my stance. I'm like even doing shorter swings and trying to go through, and it just kept shanking. So
Hosel rockets,
just
dude.
more
it was
beer at that
amazing.
time.
It was incredible. I would inject that into my veins if I could. It was pretty funny.
Yeah. So like I know we're skipping, a beat here, getting to something else, but like if you had people that were going to start a business here, especially locally in Boise, like new entrepreneurs, what kind of advice would you give them starting something, especially here in Boise?
Don't do a restaurant.
Okay.
Second that. Unless you really want to.
I I think we've talked about this a couple times. I think it's normal in a bigger city that when you're starting something, there's a ton of entrepreneurial groups or co-working spaces that you go there, and that's kind of where you're getting your mentorship, your advice and direction. Whatever you choose, I think I would be overly confident to send out a bunch of feelers for help. Every single burp into the mic, nice.
Keep it in. That's actually that's going to be.
Shirley Temple.
We're going to
Don't
use
edit that.
No. Yeah,
That's the
we're actually going to
opening.
use that as the teaser clip for this episode.
Yeah, here, let's get that.
Get a fart in there.
Table flips.
I have never been disappointed by somebody's response or availability. I have sat with so many people that I have no business at certain stages getting advice from, and a lot of help and free consulting from. Even our like de facto advisory board for Berryhill Bacon is made up of a bunch of really, really, really smart, overly generous guys who are just retired and want to help.
Yeah.
Now, specifically, if you're going to start a business, I am like, if I was forced to go start something new today, I am so obsessed with the trades, even though I could not fix, name something. I couldn't fix it. Not a single thing. But if I could just go buy an HVAC company, buy a plumbing company, or just go find somebody that does all of that stuff and then create a business around it, I think that would be so fun. And I also think it's interesting watching all of the, companies like JP Morgan or BlackRock, like so much of their investments are flooding into the trades because that's
Private
stuff that
equity is just snatching up trades everywhere. Yeah.
So like just see where the money's going, and money is going into a lot of food because food drives a lot of repeat purchases, and food is always going to be around no matter what happens with AI. Maybe AI will start making bacon. That'd be a problem. But finding a business that might not be sexy, but figuring out a way to do it in a really human way.
Yeah. Boring businesses.
Yeah. Boring businesses with real faces.
And there's a lot of them.
Cool.
There's a lot of them too that like don't have any, tech stacks, right? So you find a business, an HVAC company or whatever, that they've been in business for 50 years and they're still doing paper invoices, right? And they have no online scheduling. They're not sending, invoices via email or whatever. And you realize like, oh, I can layer on some technology into this company and actually bring it into the 21st century. They already have their customer base. So yeah, I think that's definitely smart. I don't know if you're like me, like I love the idea of that, but what you said earlier actually really spoke to me. The advice that you got from Brian, the founder of Mir, like don't lose that excitement of like the initial starting a company. That's where I've found for myself that I get the most energy from is in the creative aspect of bringing something new into existence. Like I've done both now. I've acquired and I've also founded. I find that for myself, I get a lot more energy, excitement, motivation from the creative aspect of launching something new than I do from acquiring something that's existing. Yeah. And so, but I'm less of a metal chewer maybe, right? And more of a, like, I love the launch, right? I like the fun stuff. So, but yeah, I think your advice is definitely apt for the day and age we're in.
One of the cool things too about the starting a business, you know this personally, even I know Jaden can relate to it, so I know you can with real estate. Anytime that you're the sole person that's responsible for what you're doing, it requires you to learn so many different things that you otherwise wouldn't have learned. I think I've been thinking about this a lot every time I'm with our buddy Brian, who started CrossFit Casual.
No free ads, but CrossFit Casual.
Free ad. He's the best.
Yeah. We're probably gonna get him on the podcast.
He just turned 26 and he's a baller. Like he works his butt off. He actually reminds me a lot of Taylor Bateman, who was a coach of mine. He owns Off the Field.
No free ads, but Off the Field, also a great local company. We'll get Taylor on too.
The amount of stuff he now knows how to do because he started this business. He is like an expert content creator. He runs an unbelievably efficient gym. Already this is like their year anniversary this month. He hardly coaches at all, which is so unique for somebody starting a service business. You start the service business and you're the only one doing stuff. So I would say, like, when I look at him, I think about me in college of, if I wasn't so lucky to have a dad that started a restaurant that I was invited into, what would I have done? I probably would have gone and started my own thing and struggled through it a little bit, and hopefully had, like, I would have liked my success or start off to look like what Taylor's did when he was doing off the field, or what Brian's did when he was now starting CrossFit Casual, or even our friends. You guys probably know the name Braden Shaw. So Braden and Bryce, my best friend, are business partners, and Braden recently started a company called Amplify. And
no free ads, but Amplify.
I am like
the Growth Circle.
Yeah, Growth Circle.
I'm on it.
Oh,
Are
nice.
You? Yeah.
Let's go. Let's grow.
Let's go.
I'm like the most lowercase p part-time employee of Amplify. I go on some trips with them and help with the in-person events. But I initially reached out to them because their business model is weirdly similar to our online business model. And they're riddled with the types of guys that I'm talking about. Like, two of the guys, Jordan and another Braden, they started in Boise, but they travel the country and they only acquire businesses that do roofing and gutting, roofing and gutters. And they find that business, they turn it, like they 5X the revenue, they put all these new systems into it, and that's their whole business. It's really unsexy, but these two dudes are just so dialed in and so smart. And that whole company is just full of those people. So yeah, starting a business specifically in Boise, I'm always really surprised at now being in it and getting to meet people that are doing stuff. There's so many different industries. There's so many different things that you can do that end up being really, really fun. And you get to learn, as long as you're selling something, you get to learn all of the skills of sales and customer service and building systems, caring for employees, and trying to figure out payroll. Like, I just think it's some of the best first work experience that is, if eventually it crumbled or you sold it and it went really well, all of that work experience is like 10 years of, just filling a job.
Yeah. It's just like, it's constant problem solving, right?
Yeah.
It's just an exercise in problem solving.
So what's next for BACON? Like on the restaurant side, are you going to keep that location and maybe get another one, or is it just keep that? Like, I've already seen it smiling, and just grow the e-commerce. Is that kind of the plan?
Yeah, Casey knows no more restaurants.
No more. Okay.
Which I say jokingly because, again, I'm not a chef. I'm not a restaurateur. I generally, for as much as I feel like I've learned and grown in different parts of the business, I see no success in me trying to open up another one. So, like, bad business decision from me wanting to expand that way. But also the decision to do just one is because of the culture that we had talked about. Because my office is 2 feet away from all of our employees, you get to be intimately involved with their lives. So one restaurant, and then we are just going to keep riding the bacon ship to the moon, as Cole Pennington would say. We're going to the moon.
Heck yeah. Cole's another podcast guest we got to get on here.
PIC.
Yep.
Free ad.
Free ad. No free ads, but Proud Impact Collective.
Yeah. But yeah,
Cole Pennington, formerly of No Free Ads, but Proud Source Water.
Yeah. Specifically for that, we, the question we get asked probably most with the bacon bags is, when are we going into stores? When are we going into restaurants?
Yep.
Because that's not a business that we know anything about. The product is definitely ripe for it. I think it would crush it in there. But it also kind of falls outside of what I talked about that we care about most, which is serving people. And it's still a very close business to what we've become good at in the restaurant, which is hospitality, it's quality, it's like figuring out what our brand messaging and what our product actually is. So we probably at least have another half decade or longer of just trying to hammer in of only direct to consumer e-commerce and throwing bags of bacon into boxes and shipping them all over the country.
Now,
and then we'll see what happens after that.
Did you get bacon.com, please?
Yeah, berryhillbacon.com.
Oh,
yeah. One day,
even
maybe.
better.
We'll see.
Sick.
It was funny. I saw a podcaster, and I forget his name, but his name was super long, and he's like, "Oh man, I need something that people can remember." So he bought baldeagle.com. I'm like, how awesome is that? Like, his name is like, I'll remember the YouTuber, but he bought it as baldeagle.com. He paid like $18,000 for it.
That's fun.
But it was just easy to remember.
I know I've looked at the domain before.
I know it's the one guy. He buys all the cars and does all like the crazy McFarlane, I think it is. And he bought baldeagle.com.
I have no idea.
Bacon.com is available.
Bacon.com is available.
For 100 that now. I'm just
Come on, that's just a few bags of bacon.
Yeah.
Don't be cheap. Do we have any more questions for Gibson?
I don't think so. Gibson, any questions for us?
Gibson, do you have any questions for us?
Okay.
Uh-oh.
It's like,
This is a good item.
Marry, fuck, kill.
Yeah. Mary.
We can cut that if you want to. I don't care. Sorry, Mom.
Favorite type of potato and the way you like it prepared.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Casey.
Yeah, I got type of potato. I've been on that Japanese sweet potato game lately. Japanese sweet potatoes, I usually like to dice them up. I like to mix up what oil I use. Sometimes a little coconut oil can give it a nice little flavor. A little coconut oil, a little salt, maybe a little garlic powder, and just roast those bad boys. But I like it kind of diced, so that's kind of that's my go-to potato currently.
Air fryer, oven.
More so the oven. I definitely have done the air fryer. Sometimes I'll be like cooking like the meat in the air fryer. So then like, it's like timing wise, I'll just throw it in the oven, 415, 20, 25 minutes, depending on, I like a little brown on the bottom side, like, so like a little crispy on the outside, but either olive oil or coconut oil, salt, diced Japanese sweet potatoes.
Fancy.
Thank me later.
I think I'm smashed potatoes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, in the air fryer. Maybe with a little butter, a little Parmesan cheese on top after it crisps up a little bit. But then you parboil them beforehand, right? Just a little soft, and then get like a mug, squish them down. That's the way to have it.
All
Those
right.
crispy edges.
You have to answer your own question.
Yeah, you have to.
Okay, so I growing up in fine dining, I have a just ick to white tablecloths and nice restaurants. Like, I love Chandler's, but something about me doesn't like
ads.
going to a fine dining because I feel like I have to button up and stuff. But we go to Chandler's a lot. We recently started going to Hemlock.
Yeah.
And Hemlock is so good.
That's amazing.
But this is not about Hemlock, it's about me. I'm a very weird eater, and I'm a very confident orderer. Like, I don't care what I'm supposed to get. I'm just gonna get what I want. And last time we went to Hemlock, my dinner was the baked potato for two, and it comes out like barbacoa guac.
Yeah,
part.
it's like a table-side baked potato.
They're like torching it. They're like, do you want duck fat, bacon fat? Do you want bacon on it? Do you want steak on it? And I just loaded up this amazing baked potato, and it was so good. And I ordered just that. It's like a $40 potato.
Yeah.
I just got that and like a side of mac and cheese, and that was my steakhouse dinner. So that was really good.
Have you had their layered potato or the French fry?
I don't know if I have.
Okay, you got to get that one. That one's good.
Oh, I definitely had the French fry because the first time we went there, we did steak and frites.
Yeah. Well, no, they have like a stacked potato they do. It's like a thinly sliced.
Okay.
It's like a
they
potatoes
cook.
au gratin.
Yeah, it's like an au gratin type of thing. It's super cool. But no, Hemlock's good. Like, the other thing is their steak flights. You know those ones? That's the thing with fine dining, right?
the
Like,
kind.
they don't have prices. And lesson learned.
Yeah.
I think I did the Idaho flight and the Boise flight. I'm like, oh, we'll each share one, and we get the bill. I'm like, oh, this is fine dining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got you right where they want you.
They got me.
But there's no price on the menu.
There's no
if you have
price.
to ask how much it costs, you can't afford it.
I know. I found that out. Why do you think I had to start this podcast? So
Yeah.
get some money.
To cap off that question, if you can do so many things with just one potato, imagine what God can do with you.
There you go. Mic
Right.
drop.
Wow. Yeah. It's a very Idahoan thing to say.
You could be a diced potato.
Or an au gratin.
Or gnocchi, dude. Somebody, I used to ask that in our
Or
ministry thing.
gnocchi.
Yeah, somebody came out, they're like, potato leek soup. Or like gnocchi. Like, all right.
I just bought a
Next.
potato ricer literally last week.
Potato ricer?
Or just, you put to make gnocchi.
Oh, I told you I'm not a chef. I don't
Oh,
know.
shoot.
I
Okay.
don't know I don't know how gnocchi's made either.
Well, yeah, you have to take the potatoes and then you
rice
mix
them?
it together. Yeah, you get in, you put them into like a little.
You can't
Yeah.
just use like a cheese grater?
No, I guess
Okay.
you could. Yeah, but this is like mashes it down, gets it so you can make it like.
I didn't know you were such a chef, bro.
I'm trying, man.
He
I
got
like that. He's
targeted
up
on
in
an
his-
ad.
Yeah, I did, right? Dang TikTok.
Yeah, it
Gets you every
it was-
time.
It was Prime Day.
That's funny.
Oh, well, do you think we should get to the segments, Casey?
Let's get to the segments. First of all, thanks, Gibson, for being on the pod.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank you very
it.
much.
Love
Appreciate
to
it.
learn from you and hear more about your story and your insights. Yeah, let's do our segments. So, sweet and funky segment is each week, each episode, we share something sweet or something funky that has happened to us in the last week ish. I'm going to share a sweet one today. My dog, Wags, is 9 years old today. So, shout out Wags. No free ads, but shout out Wags for turning 9. It's kind of crazy how fast. I mean, I know people have kids and they say how fast it goes. It feels the same with dogs a little bit. I know it's not, dogs aren't kids. I would never be like, she's my child. But I actually got Wags right before we opened the still. So Wags is kind of my, the same age as the still. She's a little bit ahead of the still, but Wags turns 9 today, and it's crazy. That's like I got Wags when I was 25 years old. It's kind of been, for the most part, me and Wags along on this crazy entrepreneurial journey, and she's been right there through the whole thing. So, yeah, it's crazy. The relationship you can have with a dog is pretty crazy,
Man's best friend.
especially your first dog when you're an adult and you're kind of on your own, and you get this dog and it's just like you and the dog, and yeah, I would say my toxic trait is mourning a dog that is still very much alive. Like, I just think all the time, like, God damn it, you're gonna die one day, and that's gonna suck so bad, But yeah, she's 9 today, so she's a great dog.
That's
Love
sweet.
it.
Yeah.
She's a good dog.
Okay, my friend, funky or sweet? Where are you
Oh,
going?
I gotta go last. I
Oh,
was
you-
not thinking.
Oh,
about
he
it.
was not thinking. Okay,
Yeah.
mine.
He was listening. He was just enthralled with mine.
I know he was like locked,
locked
in.
in.
listening to understand.
Mine. I'm gonna go sweet. I'm gonna go sweet on this one. Someone on my team's, grandma's not doing very well, so it was kind of funny. I went on myself, ordered a bunch of groceries for her, had it delivered because they had friends and family and different people and they're busy. So bought some pre-made stuff and sent it over. Didn't tell her, and then it got delivered, and she called Charlie, who's my business partner, and said, "Hey, thank you so much for getting all those orders over to us." He's like, "What are you talking about? Spencer did that himself." So yes, I am sweet, and I can't do things on my own like that.
Self plug.
Nice.
Self plug.
Hey, what do you mean? You said funky or sweet.
That's awesome. That's cool that you did that. Very thoughtful.
Thank you.
You can take a minute. We can the magic of editing in post is
Who
pretty
edits these?
remarkable.
You guys edit these?
No,
They edit them?
No, not they don't edit them, but some is
they have
Eddie
souls.
editing? Is Eddie?
Yeah, Eddie, and there's some people behind the scenes. This is like Wizard of Oz kind of thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
They're behind the
Pay
scenes.
no attention to the man. Charlie edits them.
She's real.
You could have just paid someone to be on that call.
For the longest time, he's like, you don't have like someone helping you. Like he kept thinking Charlie, who helps me, is my business partner, with all the back end stuff on a lot of the business stuff we do, and he's like, no, you're faking it. Like,
Because Charlie, okay, here's the real thing. Charlie uses Spencer's email, so like you get the email and it's from Spencer's email address, but then it's like signed Charlie, and I was like, is Charlie actually a real person, or are you like trying to appear more important than you actually are?
Wow.
So you're like, and then he'd be like, oh, I'll have Charlie work on this, and I was like, you like go home and you like put on like a dress and a wig, and you're like, now I'm Charlie.
My dad's like personal assistant, his alter ego is Roger Pomegranate.
Oh, hell yeah.
So
And it's actually just your dad?
Oh, it's just my dad. And he just changes his voice.
That's what I'm saying.
Which
That's
is
what
not
I
a
think
secret.
Spencer
It's
is
not a
doing.
secret anymore.
That's what I
but
think Spencer's
pretty
doing.
good.
He's like, I'm Charlie now. Yeah,
sometimes
whatever.
he'll like be in an email thread and he's been signing it Roger, and then he accidentally signs one John. He's like, oh no,
That's so funny.
they're gonna know. Come on, Gibson.
You got
Sweet. Let's go.
Sweet or funky?
Sweet or funky?
Anything funky happened to you in the last week?
Funky. This one's so dumb, but it's top of mind. I played way too much basketball in the last 2 weeks, which means I always play in sweats and sweatshirt. I just like sweating it out. And last night we were at our like community group for church, and I had brought a buddy along who we were leaving from there to go play. And I go out to my car to grab my clothes to change into. Forgot my shorts, forgot everything. So it
Naked
was really
Gibson.
Yeah. Yeah. So the crossover was lethal. But yesterday, I played 2 games in my buddy's underwear and his super, super dirty rugby shorts. And it did not go well. So I need to start playing in sweats. I think that's probably funky. It was sweet that he gave
Sounds
me
pretty
them.
funky.
God.
But they were not great.
Sorry, I'm like trying to hold in a cough on that one.
I need to do some laundry. They had like
pretty funky.
big dirt stains on the back. That
Are you sure it was dirt?
Yes. Hopefully.
Heck yeah. Spencer's segment.
No, give me a second. This is editing, right? It's the power of editing. Yeah, jeez. All right, we're to the segment, The Good Dirt, brought to you by Southie Real Estate. We want to know some of the dirt, the good kind. So, Casey, why don't you start off this week with something that happened?
The good dirt. I don't know if it's anything that happened. I'm just going to give a shout out to one of my favorite local places, Slow by Slow Coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Slow by Slow is a great coffee shop in downtown Boise. They just recently renovated their space, and it's beautiful, and just great people serving really, really good coffee. If you like good coffee, pour overs, lattes, even just their drip coffee, which is what I usually get, is just phenomenal. They're a multi-roaster, so they don't have the same roaster for all of their beans. They source coffee from all around the world, from just top-notch, high-quality coffee roasters and producers. So go check out the nice people at Slow by Slow and tell them Casey sent you. No, don't actually do that. They'll probably be like, oh God, get out of here. But anyway, that's my good dirt. Good people, good coffee, and a brand new space that's really beautiful that people should check out.
I like it.
It's me again.
Gibson, you're up.
Good dirt. Man, that's a good question on good dirt.
Don't edit.
Why are
any of
these
the
so hard?
The
I know.
hand stuff out.
I want to give a shout out to Stella's.
Shut the fuck up.
It took me a second. He's like right in. I was like,
All right, this whole episode we're taking it off. We're taking it down. This episode's done. I'm just kidding.
This is a good question. Good dirt. I won't be specific on this one, but it's a good Boise example. We were in our new space yesterday and figuring out some things around the lease, and there's a certain common area that we're trying to figure out if it includes that or not. And we just had a really good classic experience of a neighbor, a neighboring tenant, just completely open book, share with us everything that was helpful. And through that, we got one of the coolest stories of, there's a reason I'm not sharing the industry because it's maybe a controversial industry, but a really cool lesson on an industry that I knew nothing about. The industry was vapes. And yeah, they were just so kind, and kind of hearing like all of the legislation and movement of things from disposable vapes and nicotine pouches, and they were talking a lot about kratom. a weird one for good dirt. I was just sitting there, just ears wide open. I was like amazed at all of the history or things that they're going through and like what their business looks like.
Yeah.
And it, as I was driving to work today and passing a bunch of smoke shops or gas stations, I just like had a new little interest in all of them and how they operate.
So now you're a big vape guy.
Huge.
You heard it here
never,
first.
dude. I never. Yeah.
Basketball, vape, and bacon. How can you beat it? All right, the good dirt. Mine, you know, Garden. I'm gonna go to Garden City. You know, I just read about the Greenbelt opening up, which is cool in that section right there with the park and the soccer stadium. So hoping that opens up soon. Do you guys know when that opens up?
Isn't their first game like this spring?
I think. I mean, like I said,
It's got to be soon.
They just opened up the new section of the Greenbelt, which was awesome. That was enclosed. So kind of cool that's happening.
The Boise Athletic Club.
Can I change my good dirt? Actually, I have a better one than Vape Shop.
Yeah, then tell them that.
This is a new good dirt. Take two.
Take two good dirt. I grew up in Surprise Valley.
Okay.
And love that neighborhood. Amazing place for me to grow up. And I was talking with a bunch of our friends at a new coffee shop, which wasn't the plug, but this place ruled. Common Ground.
Yeah. No free ads, but Common Ground.
Place ruled. Yeah, I was so surprised. I mean, it's in a little strip mall, and I walked in, and I was just shocked at how packed it was and how amazing the coffee was. They were great. It's been cool. We've had a lot of friends now moving into Surprise Valley, and it's kind of gone from like when I was younger, it was the booming spot for new families, and then it got a little bit older, and now there's this new infusion going into all of the old neighborhoods.
That's cool.
So yeah, I really like the idea of other kids growing up in the same spot that I grew up in and had such positive experiences, and that those kids will be my kids' friends, so I can go run on the same streets.
Yeah.
Awesome. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Right on.
Better than vapes.
This has been Rooted in Idaho. Gibson, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.